Liam, a disappointing defeat over at the DCBL Stadium in the Betfred Championship, going down to Widnes due to a second half comeback from the Vikings. You'll reviewed that game. I mean, what are your thoughts after having a couple of days to process it?
Yeah, we're obviously as a group we're still trying to find our rhythm and our continuity in terms of the league season and getting stringing some form together and consistency in our actions, and that's what we're working towards constantly at the minute, and try to find our groove, and rather than doing bits in patches, being more consistent for 80 minutes, and that's what we're working on, especially defensively, and try to improve our cohesion as a unit, and making sure that we work together and we work hard, and the lads, as I keep saying, there's no shortage of effort from the group. They're trying to improve week to week and trying the absolute best every week to get better, and sometimes you've got to just weather the storm when things are going against you a little bit, and show some resilience and toughness to come out of the other side.
How much can you do in training to sort of plug that mental side of the game?
You've just got to be consistent with what we do, and we try and be consistent as coaches, and we're trying to improve ourselves as much as we can and see where we're coming up short at the minute, and improving that, and all we ask out of the players is the same: turn up with the right attitude and try and get better day to day, which they do that. So if you've got the right mentality and the right attitude, you'll eventually get what you deserve, and we feel like we will do.
We've had a pretty consistent side. Maybe that's been down to injuries and bans and things of that nature. Do you think the lack of troops has held you back from being able to shake things up and maybe drop some players that aren't in form and things of that nature?
Well, we're just in a situation where it is what it is. I've said it week on week now. I'll back this group to get the job done, and we need to back each other and stick together. And nobody's in it on their own. The key message is that whatever we do it together. Whether that's the good bits or the bad bits. Nobody solely goes out and wins the game, and vice versa. Nobody goes out on their own and loses a game. We do it together, and we stick together, and we need to do that as a team, as a club, and everybody involved, right down to the people coming to watch us. If we stick together and we go forward as Halifax, we'll keep improving, and results will become consistent with that as well.
We spoke last week about obviously the fact that Connor Davis is going to miss those 2 games, further depleting the troops. Any injuries, updates that you can give us of players potentially coming back, any incomings from dual reg, anything of that nature?
Yeah, we've got the dual reg partnership, which we'll be using this week. Jack's been in for the last few weeks and done a pretty solid job. I think anybody who's watched him will say the same, and we're building that relationship week to week, and we'll be using that, and hopefully that'll keep benefiting us and Leeds by the same sort of margin. But yeah, we're still a few weeks off from a few boys coming back. Dougie's not a million miles away. Might have a chance this weekend. But other than that, we're just biding our time and waiting for those long-termers, which at times is frustrating, but it's part of the game, and the part of the game that we accept and understand.
Back to the Shay this weekend then, which statistically over the years has been a bit of a fortress for us, but it's not an easy task. The high-flying Sheffield Eagles coming to town, they're unbeaten in the Betfred Championship. You'll watched a couple of their games. Where do their strengths lie, and are you confident of getting a result?
Yeah, they're a good team. We know they're a good team. They've been a good team for a number of years. They've invested pretty heavily in their squad, and they've got a deep squad and a lot of ex-Super League players in there. So they've got the luxury of rotating and resting and doing whatever they need to do to get their results week to week, which is fair play to them. They're doing a good job down there, but ultimately it's about us concentrating on ourselves and making sure that we're working out to be consistent, and regardless of opposition, then if we're getting our stuff right, we'll get what we deserve.
You were hoping to see a bit of a reaction from that second half at Widnes, like you said, not only physically but mentally as well. A bit of resilience.
No, we're looking to be consistent and find that consistency, which if we are consistent, that will be an improvement on last week, definitely. But when we find the consistency in what we're doing, minute by minute and set by set, then the score will take care of itself.
And finally, back-to-back home games coming up. Obviously, how important, we spoke all year about how important the fans are, and you mentioned earlier in the interview about sticking together. You must be hoping that they get behind, heed your message, and really get behind the boys for what is a crucial fortnight.
Yeah, of course I am. Yeah, we feel frustration after a bad result as much as they do, and the elation after a good result. And I think the last 10-15 minutes against Batley, the atmosphere was fantastic and really helped us with that final pushing when we were defending our try line for long periods to hold Batley out enough to get the win. So that sort of atmosphere and that backing goes a long way, and to have that from the start of the game, even when in real terms, from last week, the chips are down a little bit. We appreciate it massively, and it helps us within the game without a doubt.